All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to all the Akim out there preaching his word in truth, sincerity. This is Brother Shamar coming back with another lesson. And in this lesson, I want to touch on this article right here regarding pretty much World War III and the things that's escalating, behind the scenes. And as you can see in the heading, it says Cold War escalates as China arms Iran with advanced missiles, refuting U.S. narratives of Iran's containment. So showing you that like all the stuff that just happened recently with the with Trump saying that he took out America bombed the spot where it took out wherever their facility was making the nuclear missiles and whatnot. And this is basically refuting that information and showing you these other nations, they're preparing for war. And these other nations are helping Iran as well, which aligns with the scriptures. Of course, Russia are backing up Iran, and then you see China as well, and all these other and these other nations doing business with these other countries too. Going into it goes into the BRICS and whatnot, but this is showing you that that it's no stopping World War III ultimately. All right, because the government is making it seem, or Trump made it seem like they did something great. Now we don't have to worry about them, but the whole time you're not stopping Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's plan, man. All right, there's no stopping World War III. That's what the prophecy says is going to happen. That's Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's will. So it's going to come to pass. All right. Now this is Isaiah 55 and 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Yeah, and that's pretty much what it's going to be, man. And I'll read it in the NLT as well. It is the same with my word. I send it out, and it always produces fruit. It will accomplish all I want it to, and it will prosper everywhere I send it. So everything that the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai basically said is going to happen is going to produce fruit, man. And what did he say? All right, the third woe coming quickly. All right, and I'm going to get that as well real quick. It's in Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And what is that third woe talking about? It's talking about World War III. And you can see that the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai are true. All right, everything that's written is going to come to pass, man. And you're seeing it come to pass. All right, the MOTB system, World War III, Esau getting ready to come with that great wrath, all right, civil unrest, everything written in the scriptures, man. All the prophecies are speaking, getting ready to happen. Especially World War III, man. There is no stopping it. Everybody was kind of shook at first when America got involved with Israel. Hey, that's not slowing down, man. Yeah, they're making it seem like they stopped everything with Iran by doing the bombing and whatnot, but they didn't slow anything up ultimately. All right. Hey, this is all Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's book, or his movie script, and everything is going to play out the way that he has ordained it to. Now I want to read a little bit of this article. It's not long, so read the article and hit the points and stuff. It says, the U.S. government, after carrying out devastating strikes against Iran's alleged nuclear arsenal, wants the American population to believe that the strikes were decisive and averted further world war. However, Cold War is rapidly escalating, with global powers like China moving rapidly to defend Iran. Conservative and liberal voices that warned against World War III are now being mocked but their concerns are justified more than ever. And as Iran moves rapidly, so where's that? Yeah, as Iran moves rapidly with the help of China and Russia to rebuild its missile defenses, the U.S. government under Donald Trump would like to believe the war is settled in the Middle East, but all the fighting, the missiles that just flew from Israel to Iran and back are just the beginning. And the strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities are precursors to escalations that will continue to stir up resentments in the Middle East for years to come. And then the next, little part, Iran's rapid military rebound defies U.S. narratives. Despite Israel's dismantling of Iranian air defense during the recent 12-day conflict, Tehran has not only recovered but doubled down, rebuilding its arsenal with cutting-edge Chinese weaponry in record time. Sources confirm Iran has secured advanced Chinese SAM systems paid for in clandestine oil shipments that bypass U.S. sanctions entirely, exposing Washington's waning leverage. This bold maneuver cements Beijing's role as Iran's shield against Western aggression, while revealing the cracks in America's once unassailable economic warfare. China's support goes far beyond mere arms deals. It's a lifeline for Tehran's collapsing economy, with nearly 90% of Iranian oil flowing to Chinese refineries under disguised maritime routes. Iran's air force lies in ruins after Israel's F-35 onslaught, making Beijing's missile systems a desperate but critical upgrade. Yet seasoned analysts warn these SAMs may still fail against stealth tech and America's hypersonic arsenal, leaving Iran vulnerable to a devastating follow-up strike. The implications are dire. Iran now operates within a Burgiani Sino-Russian security framework, rendering U.S. containment strategies obsolete as Tehran integrates Chinese AI-guided air defenses and hypersonic missile tech. The balance of power tilts inexorably eastward. Washington's policymakers, trapped in Cold War-era playbooks, seem unaware or unwilling to admit that their dominance is unraveling in real time. And then this one, in this segment basically is going into how Israel basically is going to be doing more strikes. And we already know, like the scriptures say, the least of the flock is going to draw them out. All right. And that you're seeing that. All right. America tried to act like they jumped in. They stopped it. They did their thing. Now they, basically Trump saying that, because he's a figurehead for America, so to speak. But he came out saying, oh, okay, we got everything handled. We told them we got a ceasefire. We did what we did in Iran. Now they ain't gonna make the nuclear, capabilities, this and that. But that bombing and shit in the Middle East with Israel over there and Iran now, it ain't gonna stop, man. It's only gonna keep escalating, and America's gonna be drawn into it, as well as these other nations. That's part of the NATO and the EU, going to slowly turn, switch sides. All right, because they're fighting a losing battle. And they're going to realize that. Oh, matter of fact, let me get another preset real quick. Now I'll finish off that last part. Yep, this is Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And that's what you see going on, like the article is going into. All right. Now, at one point, those tactics that America is trying to use now would work, but we're not living in that day and age anymore. All right, like I think it said it on the other part. Yeah, they're trapped in the Cold War era playbooks. So those old tactics ain't working anymore, man. All right, what what America once was able to do to get these nations in order and so-called, ruling over them with with the sword is it's not a threat anymore. All right, they're now these other nations. They're understanding they could come together. They can get outside of your terrorists that you're doing. They can go to the other nations that have technology better than America to have the same capability to come up against you because what they have a common enemy, which is America, aka Babylon, man. All right, and you're literally seeing this play out, man. All right, instead of sitting here trying to focus on investing into agriculture, this and that, what are they doing? Exchanging goods, bartering with one another, getting outside of dealing with the dollar, and helping each other invest into what things of war. All right, to prepare for war ultimately, because this is all the prophecies, man. It says, "Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about." And that's where you see everything staying at, mainly over there in the Middle East. That's why the tensions never de-escalate, or the war isn't switching up, like, going somewhere else or whatever. It's mainly focused over there specifically because why? That's the valley of Jehoshaphat, where the judgment is going to, where the battle's going to take place, man. All right. And you're seeing that everybody's focused in on over there specifically, and all the other nations are getting involved and preparing for war. All right. I'm going to read the last part of this. It says, the faltering U.S. empire sanctions fail, alliances shift. America's sanctions regime, once the linchpin of its global hegemony, now resembles a rusted relic as nations like Iran and Russia pioneer shadow economies, barter systems, cryptocurrency, and Malaysia-flagged oil tankers have turned U.S. sanctions into a bureaucratic joke, eroding the dollar's dominance with every illicit transaction. China and Russia aren't just sidestepping Washington, they're rewriting the rules, funneling arms, tech, and capital to Tehran in defiance of the Western pressure, while the U.S. clings to Israel as its last Middle Eastern pillar. Beijing and Moscow elevate Iran into a bulwark against American influence. The result, a new axis of power stretching from the South China Sea to the Persian Gulf, where U.S. dictates carry less weight by the day. The West's refusal to acknowledge this seismic shift dooms it to irrelevance. BRICS nations eyefully abandon the dollar. Iran launches satellites with Russian rockets, and Venezuela joins China lunar-based project, all while American government tries to reassure the public that they are in control and dominating the world's affairs. The empire isn't just declining, it's sleepwalking toward its own obsolescence, disillusioned by its own arrogance. Yeah, that pride, man. But you see, all these other nations are ultimately doing what? Preparing for war. All right, the time of the downfall of Babylon is coming, man. The judgment of Babylon is coming. World War III is coming, and there's no stopping that. All right, this is the times that we live in ultimately, where you're seeing the prophecy speaking, man. And there's no stopping it from happening. Okay. Now I'm gonna finish off with this. Yeah, I'm just get straight to the point. Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And that's what you see going on now, man. All right. The prophecies of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai are not tarrying anymore. All right. It's no longer rumors of wars, Or you're seeing it taking place, man. You're seeing the prophecy speaking. All right, we've been talking about World War III, Russia, the BRICS. All right, all these other nations coming up against Babylon. Now we're literally seeing it take place. And like it's going into in the article on the mainstream media, they're telling the people everything's fine and dandy when it's not. Okay, everything is definitely not fine. These other nations are being tactical and preparing to come up against America, man, to ultimately to destroy the shit, shoot those missiles off. All right, as well as Israel getting it too. You're seeing the prophecy speaking, man. That's why you have to be on your watch, be up to date on what's going on, and not just watch mainstream media for your your main source of news. All right, because they're not telling you what's really going on. You find out the real being, on the alternative media sites or outlets or whatever. But nonetheless, we see that the will Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is coming to pass, man, and there's no stopping it. All right. Hey, so with that, I'm going to wrap up and give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone. And Shalom to the Akim out there, preaching his word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.